Hello and welcome to this presentation on the Design Technology GCSE. It's made up of two parts, each worth 50%. The first is coursework based and it is a non-examined assessment. This is one large design and make project which we would start in the June of your year 10 career, and then it goes all the way through to the February half term of year 11. So it's a long project that we work on. You would then have a written exam for DT in the summer of year 11, like you will for all your other subjects. There is 15% maths and science content. This means that you will have to answer some mathematical questions, and there is a link to science throughout. Now, this is at a year 9 level, so you should be able to access the maths and the science, because you've all done year 9 maths and science. It is a computer-based coursework, so some good ICT skills are essential. So like I said, 50% is made up of coursework, which is your non-examined assessment or NEA. And this takes about 30 to 35 hours. You do this in class, but you also do it at homework. You do it after school in DT club, and you can do it at lunch times. It's a big commitment. It is a very, very large project. We don't have enough time in class to get it all done, so you do have to make up the hours in your own time as well. So being good at doing homework is essential. Now, the way that your NEA is structured is as follows. The first thing you would do is you would identify and investigate design possibilities. This is going to involve some problem solving and some research. You then move on to producing a design brief and a specification. And what that means is that you decide what your project is going to be. And that will involve a lot of writing. You will then start to generate design ideas, which involves a lot of drawing. You then start to develop your design ideas. This involves a lot of modelling and some CAD drawing, which is on the computer aided design. You then start to realise your design ideas, and this is when you start to make your final product. And then finally, you'd analyse and you would evaluate your whole project. And again, that's a lot of writing. Now, your whole coursework, if you look at it, the making part is only one of 6 categories, and it only makes up about 20% of your grade. So making skills are essential, but they don't actually count for everything. So all I mean is that if you think that DT GCSE is all about making, I'm afraid it isn't. A lot of it is about designing, it's about drawing, it's about writing up your thoughts, it's about researching, and it's about problem solving. I'm going to show you some example pages from some NEAs. Now hopefully you're going to see the level of detail is high. The pages are full, and like I say, it's a really big project which needs a lot of dedication. So here you've got some design ideas and some more design ideas. You've got some ideas of modelling and writing up that modelling. You've got some research into packaging and into bulbs and fittings. They were making a lamp in this project. There's some CAD drawings and some technical drawings of your product. An example of a final product. An example of some of the analysing and evaluating at the end. Now those were just 6 or 7 pages out of a project which culminates in about 20 A3 pages. So like I say, it is a big chunk of your GCSE. It's 50% and it is quite hard going. But you have my help throughout. Now the other 50% is theory based, and this means the 2-hour written exam. And this is the part where obviously I can't help you because you have to take that exam on your own. The beauty of DT is that for half of it you have your teacher who can guide. We can't do it for you, but we can certainly guide and help you along the way. Now the theory part, the subject content is broken down into 3 main areas. The first is core technical principles, and these are things that you learn in year 7, 8 and 9. So you should already have an understanding of these things by the time you get to GCSE. Then in year 10 and 11 you start to look at specialist technical principles, and this is getting a bit more detailed and a bit more hard going with the theory. And you have the third part, which is designing and making principles, which you'll already have an understanding of from your previous projects in year 7, 8 and 9. But all of this is within the exam. And I'm going to show you some example questions in a minute, because there is a whole range of questions that you have to answer. The first section is about 10 multiple choice questions. So you do have some nice easy 1 mark questions at the start. Then they start to build up. This is an example of one of the maths questions that you might have to answer. This one here comes from the specialist technical principles, and the idea is that if you specialise in wood, then you would choose the flat pack furniture. If you specialise in plastic, you would choose the polymer toy musical instrument. At IES we specialise in wood and plastic. This is an example of one of the longer questions. This is 10 marks, and you would have to answer a 10-mark question within the DT exam. And finally, you have an example of one of the designing and making principles questions. So you have a whole range of different type of questions, but you would never have a question that's more than about 10 marks. Now, why choose DT? Are you good at solving problems? Are you creative? Are you innovative? Are you technically and practically minded? Are you good at drawing? Are you good at maths? Are you logical? Are you able to see the world in 3D? And are you able to generate ideas? If you are, then you should definitely pick my subject, because you would be excellent. You would be an excellent candidate for the GCSE. However, here are a few things of why not to choose DT. Don't choose it if you think you're going to be doing practical every lesson. I'm afraid it's just simply not true. It's 50-50 split between theory and practical, and when I say the words practical, often it means drawing, designing, developing, researching. It doesn't just mean using the saws every lesson, I'm afraid. Don't choose DT if you think you can mess around. Like I've shown you some of the examples of the work. Unfortunately, it is a very hard course. You do need to have focus, you need to have dedication. Don't choose it because your friends have. If you don't like the subject, then you're going to be less inclined to do the work. So only do it if you really do have a passion. And choose it. Don't choose it because you like the teacher. You never know what's going to happen in the future. The teacher that you love might not always be at the school. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to email me, Mrs. Ball, at hball@breckland.iesschools.co.uk. Thank you very much for listening.